Hi everybody! Today is really rainy outside, isn't it? I thought we'd read a story about when Jesus walked on water. Can you walk on water? I can't walk on water either. Let's see how Jesus did it. Are you ready? It comes from our Spark Story Bible. Walking on water. The disciples were just waking up on their boat. They had been out on the water all night. Stretch. It was so early, the sun wasn't even up yet. Andrew rubbed his eyes and looked into the fog. Hey, he whispered. Do you see what I see? Ooh, it's a ghost! James cried out in fear. The disciples were shaking in their sandals. They were terrified. Through the fog, they could see the outline of a person walking on the water. It was Jesus. Don't be afraid. It's just me, Jesus said. He waved a friendly hello. If it's really you, Jesus, tell me to walk on the water, Peter said bravely. Okay, Jesus shrugged. Come on, Peter. The water is fine. Gulp. Peter swallowed hard. He placed one foot onto the water. Uh-oh. Plop. It didn't go under. Oh, wow. He tried the other foot. Plop. He was standing. He kept his eyes glued on Jesus as he took a few careful steps. He walked faster and faster. Splish, splash. Only his feet were getting wet. Jesus smiled at him. Peter felt the wind blowing on his face. He took his eyes off of Jesus and looked up at the dark clouds. He felt afraid. Uh-oh! His ankles were wet. Uh-oh! His knees were wet. Uh-oh! Peter was sinking. Help me, Jesus! Save me! He yelled. Jesus reached out his hand and pulled Peter out of the sea. Why did you stop looking at me? Jesus asked, holding tightly to his friend. Don't you trust me? The wind stopped. They climbed into the boat full of cheering disciples. Hooray! This proves it, they said. You really are the Son of God. From that day on, the disciples were excited to tell everyone they met about the power of Jesus. Wow, that's a pretty cool story, isn't it? It says a lot about if we trust in Jesus, that we keep our eyes, not just these eyes, but also our heart eyes, focused on Jesus. Because when we love Jesus, we are able to love other people. We are able to do amazing things if we follow Jesus, aren't we? Well, I thought for our activity today that we should do a science experiment because Jesus and Peter were walking on the water, and we can't walk on water, but we can float, can't we? Have you ever floated in a pool, laid on your back like this and just floated? It feels so good. So what I want you to do is go find 4 things in your house. Make sure it's okay with a grown-up that you use them because we're going to put them in water, okay? 4 things. 2 things that you think will float and 2 things that you think will sink. And then get a bowl full of water and let's see if we're right. All right, I'm going to go find 2 things that I think will float and 2 things that I think will sink and a bowl of water. And I'll meet you back here. Okay, see you in a second. Okay, I'm back, everybody. I have the computer tilted down so you can see my water. Did you get your 4 objects? 2 that you think will float and 2 that you think will sink? I did too. All right, so I got a plastic fork that I think will float and a metal fork that I think will sink. Let's see if I'm right. Okay, here's the plastic fork first. Did it float? Yes, good job. That one's right. All right, let's see about the metal fork. I was right. Yes, good job, Deacon Shari. All right, and then I got some dental floss. I think this will float. What do you think? Float or sink? Let's see. Float! Way to go! Got it. You know why it floats? Because it's not very heavy. It's pretty empty in there. And it's made out of plastic. And plastic usually floats. And then the last thing that I think will sink. I got a lamb from one of my manger scenes. It's very heavy and it is solid. That means that it'll probably sink. Let's see if we're right. Yep, he sank like a rock. All right, well, I hope you have fun testing your objects, and I can't wait to hear how it goes. Remember that it's important to trust Jesus. Keep your heart eyes and your regular eyes focused on him so that you know what to do that's right and that's good and that gives love to other people. Remember how much God loves you. And remember, I love you too. See you tomorrow. Bye.